Hey guys, what is up? I'm here to do a brand new show that just came out for the winter 2026 anime season lineup. And this is a series amongst the shoujo scene, the shoujo community. This has been a series that a lot of, more particularly older fans, have been wanting to see adapted for years. Now, mind you, I'm an old shoujo fan. I was reading shoujo from like my first shoujo. I think I mentioned this once on the channel, but the first shoujo I've ever read, not watched. Watching would have been like Sailor Moon, but that's like also magical girls. But the first shoujo I've ever read was Absolute Boyfriend. Okay, so if you have ever seeing this series get an anime, low key makes me hope that Absolute Boyfriend, just like how this series had several adaptations, live action adaptations, Absolute Boyfriend also had a live adaptation. It gives me hope that it probably will one day get an anime. And the series I'm talking about is Hana-Kimi. It came out in the late mid 1990s, so 1996, and concluded in 2004. And you're probably wondering, Kimmy, how you have never heard. Mind you, back then, unless you were in a forum, now this is giving you an idea that I'm pretty old, okay? But it gives you, I didn't really see Hana-Kimi really spoken about all too much back then. And you know, I wasn't really into forums, so I didn't really know of this series. But this is basically the series that for Oran High School Host Club fans, this is the series that walked so Oran could run. And the reason I'm saying that is because the premise is a little similar in the sense of like the protagonists pretend to be boys and infiltrate into certain clubs or schools, and eventually the guys around them find out, oh, this is actually a girl. Okay, and then, you know, the whole love trope once they figure out and everything. So that's where the similarities kind of die. Again, I never read Hana-Kimi before, but if this is going to be a full adaptation, I'll get to see what made you guys fall in love with this series. And I think for anyone that liked Oran, I know it's a taboo to talk about because we haven't gotten another anime adaptation since 2007, but we'll talk about that another day. But I think if we enjoyed Oran, I definitely believe we'll enjoy the big sister to Oran, which is Hana-Kimi. So let me stop chatting and let's get into Hana-Kimi episode 1. Oh. So they're doing something similar to like banana fish. They modernize it. Oh, it doesn't. So hold on. She was living abroad this whole time. What's the reason of her wanting to purposely go into an all boys school? Nah, this girl different. Not her. How did you? My thing. Okay, I know it's gonna be manga anime logic, but how was she able to infiltrate an all boys school? Hell. And you already know he's going to be the love interest at the end of it. You already know. You don't have to tell me twice. You already know. So you went to Japan, infiltrated all boys' school for pack it up. Are you kidding me? Not her saying, you know what? I'm going to disguise myself to get close to the guy I admire. That's next level dedication. She is bold. Girl, you didn't even properly introduce yourself. What are you gonna say? I love you. Be my friend. Okay, good. Why are you slapping her on the back? Like, I, and they have oh my god, no, girl, you different. There's another shoujo series that I used to read. It wasn't this that has something of similar premises. It's an older shoujo series. I can't remember for the life of me. I think it's not that vampire. It's not Vampire Dormitory. It was another one. Huh? What are you talking about? I feel like the school nurse is going to find out immediately that that's not a boy. That's a whole girl. He's gonna be the first one to notice. Because eventually she's going to have to go to the school infirmary. Mhm. Okay, it's going to take me a minute to remember the names. He figured it out too. I know he did. I know he did. Him and the doctor. They figured it out, bro. Why is there a dog? You're kind of slow on uptake, my boy. Really? So the doctor, that one classmate, and the dog figure out she's a girl, not a. Oh, that is true. Like, girl, do you not know? She wasn't in America for a bit. It depends which part, though. Okay. Oh, dang. Who is you? But I will slap you. Shut up about talking about school idol. Shut up. Oh wow. Now you selling on the how you get the what? You're weird. You're weird. Girl, you didn't think this thing through? Huh? What do you mean? He can get what? Get what? I mean, yeah, she's a girl, but like you're speaking to a quote unquote a guy. What? Hey yo, freaky stuff be happening in the boys' schools, bro. Like what? That's crazy. Girl, what you're doing is weird behavior. I'm sorry. Don't go touching people without their consent. And this is how the romance blooms. Yep. I look at the dog like I didn't do nothing. Why are you lying? You were not gonna wake him up. Because you're not close and it'll probably be uncomfortable. Was she a runner or like or a track star or it seems like it. Mm. Um, is he gonna feel away? Rugby, huh? First off, tennis doesn't need that bad. I mean, okay, yeah, you kind of. Oh God, huh? So she was probably a track star. And probably unless she also did the high jump as well. Girl, not her trying to take. Yeah, like she crossed this man's boundaries several times already within the first episode. He feels threatened. Bro, you're the one that's feeling insecure. You're the one that was feeling insecure because she beat your high score. You gonna figure it out. You gave her a mouth and cut. Watch the doc. Watch the stop. Watch. Mm-hmm. I tell ya? Didn't I tell you he was the first one to figure it out? So, first and foremost, I do want to say RIP to the creator of Hana-Kimi. Her name is Hisia Nakajo. I found out because they put at the end of the episode she passed away. When I did a little research through Wikipedia, they said she did die of a heart condition back in October of 2023, so 2 years. And this, in a way, kind of reminded me of the creator for Tokyo Mew Mew, who passed away a year before the new Tokyo Mew Mew premiered. And it's kind of sad. Not trying to, prolong this part, but it's kind of sad when you see like creators and their works, and just when it's getting like a new project and everything, they're not here to witness it. But I will say this, both of them had fans of the time they created the series and even afterwards, and you're gonna eventually have a fan out of me as the series goes by, because sure most your work has garnered fans over the years, and it's a beloved work, and it's huge within the shoujo community for reasons I'm not too sure as of yet, but I eventually will find out. Given the first episode was highly entertaining to me, I liked how it just kept me, okay, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. And again, as someone that's been reading shoujo for years, there are certain tropes that has been used many times within shoujo series, but depending on how the creator goes about it, it can feel brand new and fresh. But again, I do want to say rest in peace to Nakajo sensei. Your works over the years has inspired many others and has brought about many fans and a community like no other. So just so you know, you're gonna make a fan out of me by the end of this, and I'll try to check out any of your other works if it's possible to find here on the internet over here in the States. Nonetheless, the first episode was by you is like, I know this is a animated 2020 series, but I do see the tropes of like the 90s, early 2000s and everything. And again, as someone, like I said, I've read shoujo for many years, since I was a kid, now well into my adulthood years, and I still do. Of course, I do read like manhwas and webtoons and stuff like that, but I am a shoujo girly at heart. I read more shoujo than I read shonen. I'll probably watch more shonen, but I definitely do read more shoujo. And with this first episode, I knew she was going to get, she got exploited by, not exploited, but she was figured out by two people and an animal. So that classmate of hers, and again, it's going to take me a minute to really remember everybody's name. The only one who's going to take a minute is Nanakasu, I believe that's his name. He's going to take a minute to realize, but obviously we have where the main love interest figured it out. He touched her, and he's like, you can tell a light bulb just went off in his head, and he's like, that doesn't feel right. That's a girl. I knew off rip when the doctor saw her, the school doctor, he's like, he had to just take one glimpse at her, and he's like, yeah, that's a whole girl. Like, no offense, but you guys are like 15 and up. No boy is going to look or have these very soft features at that age, unless, I don't know, he's still getting rid of it, of the baby fat going through puberty. But you start looking a little bit more defined as you're getting older, and there's no definition. The testosterone was not kicking in, okay? But what I so far like about Mizuki, I think if you think about it compared to a lot of her counterparts of those years going back, she is extremely bold. And it's not to say you didn't have bold female main characters back then, but it's almost scandalous of how she goes about it, because it's just like she purposely gets into your personal space without disregard of like how you would feel. And I don't know if it's because they took I guess this how you say stereotype of people who lives in America, and I guess they still do it nowadays somewhat, but it was heavily used back in the day where it's like once you were in America, you're overly touchy, you are always up in people's faces, or you cuss too much. Low key we kind of do, but you know, there was stereotypes of people who lives in North America that they would showcase in these manga series. So you can obviously tell, like, again, if you have been reading shoujo for a very long time, these are like stereotypes that they have more so for a Western viewer or people from North America. So like for her, she's playing off of those stereotypes where it's just like in your space, very forward in speaking, like there's no second meaning. She's very straightforward. So it was just like, okay. And I had to remember like that, and also it's shocking to me because I'm like, hold on, we didn't really have a lot of characters like that back in those days. Of course I was way too young to read this series. I'm a 90s baby, so it's just like, I'm a 2000s kid, so I didn't really touch upon this series, but for the series that I did touch upon, I did realize a lot of these stereotypes, a lot of these tropes were used heavily, until probably they changed up slightly towards the end of the 2000s, going into the 2010s, and now the 2020s, but it was very much heavily used. So don't get me wrong, I like her, but I'm like, girl, you gotta kind of draw it back a little bit because you're doing a little too much. So I can see where this can go. She gets into so many situations because she's not thinking a lot of these situations through. Like the amount of time she tried to get into what's his name's space, Izumo's space, even to the point that she almost kissed him off of like this guy is sleeping. Girl, the fact that she admired him so much and realized he was going to this private all-boys school and say, you know what, I'm going to stalk she's basically stalking Izumi. She's basically stalking him because she purposely, she was going to school in the States. They didn't specify which state she was in, but she was in the States. She had a roommate. She purposely transformed herself physically, from cutting her hair to obviously she's wearing bandages underneath her clothing so it can give her a flatter chest, you know, trying to deepen the tone of her voice to sound a little bit more masculine. How she got into the school, again, this is manga and anime tropes that they don't really explain because, again, who did her parents know to say, hey, can you just get my daughter into the school? Just fake all of her information and everything. Okay. And she's going to the school for this one guy. Came up to him saying, I love you. Can I be your friend? What? And I know this, especially because it's an older shoujo where you can best believe. Because nowadays, shoujo works, they're not taking forever to confess. This is going to be a slow burner. I know what I'm talking about. Those older shoujo series, bro, you're almost like near the end before you get a confession and then a kiss. So I know this is going to take forever for the romance department because a whole lot of other factors are going to have to play in before we get where these two acknowledge. And they're, oh, I can already see it. Oh, there's going to be the miscommunication. There's going to be confusion. There's going to be jealousy because I can already see it. I can already see it. What do you call it? Nanatsu, he probably may end up liking Mizuki. And then Izumi is like denying his feelings, but he's like, I don't like this. I already see it. listen, again, I read too many. Too many. I read too many. And probably, if they are going to do the entire series, we're probably going to have to wait till like a good season 3 or possibly 4 before we get them acknowledging their feelings before they act on it. But I'm here for it. I am here for it. But yeah, they set up the premise pretty strong in this first episode. I did not expect any of that. But yeah, guys, if you are a huge fan of Hana-Kimi, do tell me in the comments section below and how you felt about this very first episode. Did you expected an anime from this series at all? Were you the type like me where you were praying for a particular series to get an anime for many years and eventually they say, you know what, it's about that time? If you have read the manga, please no spoilers. I'm going into this blind, but if they follow by the tropes, I probably can already guess how this is going to really end. But nonetheless, it's what's happening in between that I don't know. But again, no spoilers. Do talk about the chapter, the first episode adapted from, the differences, similarities, things that they added, things that they took out, so on and so forth. The links are in the description box. You guys go check it out. And do tell me, what shows are you watching for this winter 2026 anime season lineup? And I'm Kimi-chan, and I'll see you guys later. Bye! With